So, and it's very expensive equipment. And there was one lab in the U.S. that basically at the time could do that testing. So that's what this building allows. It allows us to move some of the other people away and into another building so that we can use the leftover space for our new labs. So that there's no need to go and build new labs over there. When we have the drainage and all the things set up here, it's better to come in here, retrofit all of these labs, and take over existing space here that's now being used by our incubators, knitting.
But you know, rolling back to the what our local legislators did on our behalf, they realized and heard the story. Not only were we not making PPE stateside, but we weren't testing it. But you know, once again, Jody mentioned the limited testing, and to basically overnight, our role not only test what we had assets to do, but help create a PPE supply chain. So we, and that's a whole story in and of itself, going through that process and how that was done. And that was really Dan and my role at that time, just basically, you know, creating that mechanism, so, you know, supply chains for nose clips, you know, once again, ear loop material, you know, narrow gauge or narrow width elastics, fabrics, but the intricate testing we did not have the assets for. So the community college grant afforded us the funds to acquire that, along with some MEP grants early on to purchase some pieces of equipment that we'll show you this morning, if you will. And simultaneous, the building really will house some PPE assets, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But more importantly, to Jody's point, it gives us the space we need to upfit our labs here. And really this is going to become a PPE testing facility, because, you know, it's sort of like ISO certification. Even just because we don't have everything on the scope doesn't mean that we don't operate like that. So, for example, we'll be turning our antimicrobial lab into a biosafety 2 lab, if you will, with a clean space inside that to house some of the specific pieces of equipment that you mentioned that's been on order since last August, if you will. And we'll take delivery before June or in June, hopefully, if you will. And then, you know, taking other spaces and upfitting those for, you know, we'll have 2 clean rooms in the facility, for example. And in the new facility that you'll be here to break ground with us tomorrow, we're moving structural engineering over there that you're familiar with in the corner of engineering here. And then also we'll be acquiring some more textile knitting equipment that will take part in a what we're calling a fabric formation lab.